This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Sam Alsrore. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
Quite marvelous, really.
Oh, that's great to hear. What part of the world are you in right now?
As of this year, I'm in India working with LinkedIn India as a part of, to encourage people to go to LinkedIn Learning and understand that. And what that means for me is I do workshops and seminars in some of India universities for MBA grads. So that's a lot of work for me here.
Wow. It sounds as though you're having fun.
I'm not going to lie to you, mate. I do have some fun, but it's extremely hot here. Do you have an idea how hot this country can be? And they eat spicy food.
Ooh, do you do degrees Celsius? Tell me, what temperature does it look like there now?
I have no idea, but it's extremely hot. You know where I come from? We use a tie and a jacket and a blazer. And here I just go out wearing a t-shirt and a short. That's all.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'm from the Caribbean, and it does get a bit hot here. But I'm not sure how humid it is in India. I'm guessing it probably is.
Oh, yeah, it's too much.
So it seems as though you're this caring guy, right? Again, you're the guy that moved from what was a cooler temperature to a hotter temperature for the building of community. Who did you learn that ability from to care for individuals on that level?
On that level, I'm going to be honest with you, mate. I grew up watching my dad, helping charities and small foundations back in the 90s. And then when I moved to the UK, I'd say about 15 years ago, I really had nobody to look after me. Essentially, 10 years ago, I remember I was selling newspapers in Birmingham, finding me own, trying to grab a meal or a bite. And 10 years later, now that I'm with LinkedIn and I've established my name, I've said to myself, well, if you can do it, why can't they? So I grew, love and passion for this out of my own, but somehow, somewhere, the old man had something, part of it. So there we go.
That's intriguing. Why will you continue to be that person that does that walks in that? Definitely it's challenging, isn't it, to be the individual who chooses to care for others?
Well, this comes from a small story. Again, 10 years ago, my dad and mom got separated, and, nobody really looked after me. So for this, amazing Bristolian family back in UK to look after me for a year and a half, and I was just 16, and they didn't even know me. I said, come on, man, if someone can, look after you and provide you a maid, a house, a meal, and, a cup of tea every morning, why can't you do the same? So I feel like, in a way, I'm blessed to have traveled, across the globe. But essentially, third world or developed countries really require more attention from us. And, with the communication era, the communication technology, if you don't know how to talk online with others, you don't really stand to have a chance, out there in the business world. So that's pretty much what I've been doing in the past 3-4 years, traveling between Sri Lanka, Nepal, and India, and now residing in Bangalore, India.
How does it make you feel being out there, doing what you're doing?
I'll be honest with you, there are nights, lots of nights, long nights, where I want my fiancé to be next to me. But, aside from that, it's a good thing when some of your students graduate, and now they're working with IBM and Microsoft and LinkedIn alone. So that makes me a little bit happy. But there would be nights where I call her and I say, I can't do this anymore. And she said, you have to do it. It's who we are and what we do. And so if nothing else, it's because of her.
Where can people connect with you, people that are listening?
Most likely, I'd suggest them to talk to me on LinkedIn. I do respond to my emails, but I rather keep my emails, private to me. So LinkedIn is it's a professional platform for me where I connect with my peers and my students and my friends. That's the one.
Why would you suggest to someone that's listening that they do what you've done, Sam, by being that individual who has seen something that needs to be remedied and have decided to sacrifice, to do what's necessary to get it fixed? Why would you suggest other people do that?
Well, aren't we human? Aren't we all humans? Everybody's got a heart. And at one point, if you struggle, if life knocks you down and you got back up and you know how to do it, I'm pretty sure it's a solid, good, decent feeling, to do the same for others. So I suggest everyone really to do it. The problem is majority of the people don't lack either capacity or the intellectual property to understand the skill set you require to do this path. It's not an easy one for you to drop your 9 to 5 job. You could be working with LinkedIn or any other establishment and start traveling and teaching and doing this and that. There's a good feeling behind it, but the long nights when you coordinate, when you do the coordination on your own, the implementation on your own, everything between A to XYZ on your own, that's really hard. So I'd suggest people to really understand the intellectual property and the emotional factor behind that. And if they can do it, by all means, go for it.
Go for it. Love that. Amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live from Sam Alsrore. Sam, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded
All right.
with beautiful,
All right.
warm, blue Caribbean water. Sam, what is your earliest childhood memory?
I remember I was in the Red Sea in the MENA region, and I fell from a boat, and I was 9 years old, and I was bitten by a small shark. So that's my memories in the water. That's all I remember.
Oh my. Other than the shock, why do you think this memory is so clear?
Because as of today, I stand to have 2 bronze medals in 5 miles competition, swimming and diving, and I never swim alone up until today. If I don't see anyone inside that water, I don't go. I'm scared of the water if it was just me. So yeah.
So you got the swimming medals after you had that experience with the shark?
Yeah. My dad, made sure I learned, and he actually used to take me on his shoulder, and he would go like to the deep water and just drop me there and say, "Okay, find your way back, Sam." And I'm like, "Dad, that doesn't work like that," but it works. But then I practiced with the national team, and I got me 2 bronze medals. But really, mate, up until now, I didn't swim alone. I don't care. I didn't swim alone.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today when you think about where you are right now?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know if I can answer that. I'll tell you what, I learned that I should really face my dreams and I should really go for that. Sometimes when like young and up and coming entrepreneurs or students or professionals say, okay, so I'm going to spend the next 2 years, work hard, save the money so I can do my dream trip and that sort of thing. I remember 2 years ago, I was in Nepal and I was in, let me remember the place. It's 4 hours from Kathmandu and I was trying to climb Everest. And you know how Everest it is, it's really hard and only the good ones can actually go to the top. I remember I reached Camp 2. That's like halfway there. And then I blacked out. I went subconscious. And then I fell and I hurt my face and they took me to a hospital and I was unconscious there for like 20 days in Nepal. So I woke up that day and I looked to my face and I see a scar and I'm like, okay, one more to go. Nothing really going to change that. The idea is you go after your dreams. And yes, I haven't climbed it to the top, but I'm going to do it on my own. And if I could fall into black water and get bitten, it's actually a small fish, but for the sake of the stories, I like to say shark. I don't know if it's shark. But if I was bitten in the water and I got back up, I'm pretty sure I can do Everest. And the idea is, that was a dream to me when, I was 7 years old and I didn't really know how to swim and it was crazy and, scary. And when I first got a glimpse of Everest, and you know how it is with the oxygen masks or tanks and, the temperature, and you have to wear this and you have to sign that paper that says if nothing happens to you, we're not responsible. You ask yourself, okay, so, it's a bit dangerous, but, it's a dream, so I'm going to go for it. Yeah. I suppose it's passion, really. Passion remains there.
Yeah, well said, my friend. Love it. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
I Want to Break Free by Queens. You just have to love Queens, mate. Yeah,
it all connects, right? I mean, you definitely have broken free, haven't you?
I suppose.
All right, Sam. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Right. All right. Shoot.
Sam, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married? Well, no. You said you're engaged, right?
About to be.
All
About
right,
to
there
be.
we
Yes.
go. Yeah, there we go. Congratulations on that. Yeah,
Thank you. She's amazing.
wonderful. Do you have children?
No.
All right. Do you believe in God?
Yes, I do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Do I have her?
Inner circle of friends.
Yes, I do. Plenty.
All right. Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Hell no.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
No, less.
All right. If you had to share with us, Sam, your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Sam Alsrore, what would you say that is?
Everyone is an entrepreneur today. Everyone really needs to drop the idea of, school and then a good solid 9 to 5 job. And I call it the 3 L's in life. Every entrepreneur is a person, and every person is a child in the heart. In order for you to succeed in life, you really have to learn the 3 L's. Live, love, and let go. That's what I believe in, and that's what I teach my students, and that's what I ask everyone to really indulge with. 3 L's of life. Live, love, and let go.
Sam, this was such a great pleasure, my friend. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Amazing. I want to congratulate you. I was reading about you really about the series of 2017 and 2018, and this one you're doing an amazing job. And I really hope sincerely people can read more about you and what you're doing because it's a great cause, really.
I appreciate that. Sam, again, great pleasure. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazelle Enterprise.